The fiberglass fantastics called funny cars. 240 miles an hour, sitting behind 2,000 horsepower. The drivers are a breed unto themselves.
Hi, I'm Trip Shoemaker, Phoenix, Arizona.
Gordy Bonham, Edmonton, Alberta, Canada.
Hi, I'm Gary Bergen. I'm from Orange County, California.
I'm Don Perdone. I'm from Granada Hills, California.
I'm Dale Poldy from Van Nuys, California.
The world champion Don the Snake Prudhomme, alongside Gary Bergen from Stanton, California. Gary Bergen, the 1976 national champion in funny car eliminator, refers to himself as the Orange Baron, a bit of play on words with his home area of Orange County, California. Don Prudhomme has been the ultimate star of funny car eliminator for the past 4 to 5 years. He won this event in 1974, 75, and 76. He is the 3-time world champion and the reigning world champ. Don Prudhomme against Gary Bergen, round number 2 at the Gatornationals. Here we see the Christmas tree facing all the drivers. As they approach the starting line, first comes on the pre-stage light as they cross the light beam. The cars then roll forward into the staging beams. That means it's time to go. Gary Bergen, lots of smoke. The car losing traction. It's Don Prudhomme from start to finish. 6.42 seconds. His speed, 232 miles an hour. Gary Bergen smoking the tires violently and losing the race just as he leaves the starting line. The brand new car of Cheryl Greer from Warner Robins, Georgia. And what a beautiful machine this is. Greer was number 2 in the world in 1976, debuting this new machine here at the Gatornationals. Gordy Bonham from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, driving a similar car. The bodies both Trans Am Firebirds. Bonham, the defending champion at this event, winning a year ago, had the misfortune of having a fuel line break during qualifying and actually popped the windshield out of the car. Thus, you see the tape over the windshield on Gordy Bonham's car, and that's holding it in place. And as you're going down the track at over 200 miles an hour, air pressure helps hold it in, along with the tape. Cheryl Greer and Gordy Bonham both staged. Bonham pulling a lead at the early start of the race, holds on at the finish. Gordy Bonham running 234 miles an hour to defeat Cheryl Greer. Coming back from his burnout, a true work of art. These funny cars with the broad expanse of fiberglass panels, allowing the creativity of the artist and the layout man to create some of, without a doubt, the most beautiful equipment ever seen anywhere. Show cars, but yet they run 230 miles an hour plus. Johnny Loper's Little Hoss with Trip Shoemaker's wheel in the far lane, Dale Poldy and the War Eagle in the near lane. A close race. And at the finish line, it's Dale Poldy, 6.37 seconds, 234 miles an hour. The losing elapsed time, 6.44 seconds. In slow motion, Poldy wins this race by just about a car length. Billy Meyer, the only car he's ever driven in competition is a funny car. He started at the age of 16. He's now 23, has been a professional racer from 16 to 23 years of age. Alongside of Billy Meyer is Tim Cushy, the Yankee Sizzler. Massachusetts is out of control as he leaves the starting line. Billy Meyer shutting it off early. You can see some smoke coming out of the car, some problems possibly. 6.91 seconds, 192 miles an hour in slow motion. You see Tim Cushy bouncing all over the track, losing traction and losing the race. Emergency crew out cleaning up just a little bit of moisture or oil that has dripped on the track. Let's go down to Steve Evans.
Thank you, David. One of the most colorful parts of this Gator Nationals pits is the manufacturer's midway behind us. With me is Wally Parks. And Wally, this is proof positive of the involvement of so many performance and automotive companies in the sport of drag racing. Just how are they involved and what impact does it have?
Well, there's no question about the fact that the participation of the manufacturers, who are our sponsors, have probably done more to help the development and advancement of the sport from just an amateur activity into a very highly professional field of entertainment and performance. The manufacturers that you see represented among the tents and the signs around here are involved in major sponsorship programs, and their contributions are made directly to the racers. The contingent awards that they post based on the product use on the thing has made it possible for an awful lot of racers not only get into drag racing, but to stay in the sport.
And it's fun for the fans, too. They're having a ball visiting with these people and picking up literature and so forth.
Yes, I think the manufacturer's midway has added a whole new atmosphere to the sport, because the people in drag racing can go through the pits, they can roam through here and actually see the products and talk to the manufacturers, as well as circulating among the racers out here. As far as the dollar value is concerned, why, our awards have climbed to over $4 million this year in total postings, and this includes manufacturers' contingent awards and the event purses, which normally range from $70,000 to over $100,000 per event.
Well, congratulations on a great race, and let's hope that this grows in the future, too, Wally.
Thanks, Steve. It's going real well so far.
David?
Steve, we'll be back with more Gator Nationals racing in just a moment. From Gainesville, Florida, the 9th annual NHRA Gator Nationals, I'm Dave McClelland, and along with Steve Evans, we're back into racing with the second round of Top Fuel Eliminator. We started today with 16 cars in this category. Here in round number 2, we're down to 8. This is Kelly Brown sitting in front of the Donovan aluminum racing engine. His competition, Richard Tharp at the wheel of the Candies and Hughes car. His automobile powered by a Keith Black racing engine. Both drivers inching into the staging means. The staging process, one that is done ever so delicately. Each driver has a place on the track that he wants to be, and he very gently brings his 2,000 horsepower dragster into those staging beams to get ready for the race. Kelly Brown with no tire smoke. You see Richard Tharp, the tires losing traction, but a lot of piston smoke out of Kelly Brown's car. That means some work for his team, the Brissett and Drake crew, back in the pits. Another 6 seconds flat elapsed time. The speed for Kelly Brown, 224 miles an hour. Graham Light from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, was to have met Paul Longnecker. Longnecker unable to return. You saw the blower explosion in round number 1. So Graham Light, for the first time of this entire event, gets to run in the right-hand lane. And this could be a factor, because the lowest elapsed time of the preceding round determines who gets lane choice in the next round of racing. And Graham Light drives it to the finish line, 6.07 seconds, an outstanding time for Light, which means he may have the lane choice when he comes up into round number 3. Don Garlitz from Sefner, Florida. An interesting story here. His competition is Ron Barrow, driving for Neil Marr from Pottstown, Pennsylvania. Ron Barrow, 1 year ago, was the crew chief for Don Garlitz. Today, it is the teacher and the student. A little bit of smoke out of Don Garlitz's tires, but with a big victory, Don Garlitz advances to the next round. Ron Barrow in this race only because Don Garlitz provided some parts and pieces and actually helped work on his competitor's car, so Ron Barrow could make it into this round of racing. Marvin Graham from Oklahoma City against Clayton Harris. Harris removing his fire gloves, and he throws up his hands. He says, that's it for the day, and it's Marvin Graham opting not to make a full run. So it's obvious whoever the competitor for Marvin Graham is in the next round of racing will have the lane choice. Clayton Harris shutting the engine off, obviously having some mechanical problems. Marvin Graham coasting through the traps, taking the early turn off and running 53 miles an hour. There are 5 categories of sportsman competition here at the Gator Nationals. Stock Eliminator is ready for the final round. Gary Long from Corona, Michigan, the 29-year-old Long, winner of the Sports Nationals Stock Eliminator title, will be on hand. Diamond P Sports will be covering the Sports Nationals. Jerry Dover, Jr., 16 years old from Houma, Louisiana, started driving at the age of 15. He's been in drag racing now for 2 years. Stock Eliminator, handicap racing. One car getting the physical head start over the other. The handicap based on the index for each of the respective classes. You see Dover, the slower of the two classes, getting the head start. If you run quicker than the index, you can lose, even though you might get there first. And Jerry Dover there first, but the win goes to Gary Long as Jerry Dover, by 6/1000ths of a second, breaks out, giving the win to Long. Here's the final in Super Stock Eliminator. Cotton Perry in the far lane from Ringgold, Georgia. Charlie Taylor in the tower lane from Lumberton, North Carolina. Approaching the finish line, it's the same situation here. A close race, and Cotton Perry wins the race, 11.52 seconds. His speed, 114 miles an hour. In slow motion, let's watch again. A very slight advantage going to Charlie Taylor. Cotton Perry winning as Taylor breaking out at the finish line. Some $9,000 in cash and awards going to the 30-year-old Cotton Perry as he wins the race. Charlie Taylor going too quick on the index for his class. This is modified eliminator. Phil Pyle from Clarksboro, New Jersey. In the Chevrolet Camaro, his competition, Ross Gherkin out of New York, New York. The head start to Pyle. He leaves the line on time. So does Gherkin. Look at Gherkin drift off towards his guardrail, but he brings the Corvette back under control. This is no breakout, and it's Ross Gherkin there first. He wins the race, 9.97 seconds, 138 miles an hour, some $9,000. Richer is Ross Gherkin as we watch in slow motion. Gherkin driving around Philip Pyle just about at the finish line. One car length victory. $9,000 to Ross Gherkin. The final in competition eliminator. The six-cylinder roadster of Joe Williamson against the dragster of John Lingenfelter. Williamson won this event in 1975. He's going to have to hold on. He did it. Joe Williamson with the win, 8.76 seconds. His speed, 152 miles an hour out of the six-cylinder engine. A little over a half-second head start, it appears, going to Williamson. You see in slow motion how close this race is. Right there, less than a half a car length. Joe Williamson winning competition eliminator at $8,500. This now the final in the top of the line in the sportsman category racing. Bogey Kell, the wheel of the supercharged Donovan-powered dragster, running on alcohol. In the far lane, Dale Hall from Granby, Connecticut. Hall's car powered by a small block Chevrolet. One of the older style dragsters using the front engine position. In Pro Comp racing, this is just like the professionals in that it is one amber light, then green. And something going wrong with Dale Hall. Bogey Kell taking the win. The first major event victory for the Attala, Alabama-based driver. 6.93 seconds. His speed, 204 miles an hour. One man's name has been synonymous with Top Fuel drag racing for over 2 decades. He is a home state Floridian. He is entered here at the Gatornationals. Steve has that story.
The engine in every Top Fuel dragster sits behind the driver. It's there because 8 years ago, one man said, that's where it belongs, and sure enough, that's where it ended up. He's Big Daddy Don Garlitz, the winningest Top Fuel driver in drag racing history. But Don, it wasn't always custom-built trailers and fancy racetracks, was it?
No, Steve, it all started out back in the early 50s on airstrips.
Got a 3-window coupe that's short on bus, but she looks real good in the record books. I hold the track record in the quarter mile to the low ET down the asphalt aisle.
The truth of the matter is, it was just a bunch of young guys racing on the street, and then, you know, we later got airstrips with the help of the National Hot Rod Association. You know, they would convince the city fathers that that was the safest way to get these young fellas off the street, and it was just kind of little old Fords with Mercury motors in them, and everybody just racing and having a lot of fun. No spectators or anything.
We look back at Swamp Rat number 1, the car that came to California from Florida. Nobody believed it'd go 180 miles an hour, and they came by the thousands to see it.
That's right. You know, Steve, that original car, trailer and tow vehicle, cost less than $1,000 whenever I pulled into Bakersfield that year in 1959 with that car. And it was built on 31 Chevy frame rails that had an old